Hey, I'm Craig Christoffersen. Welcome to Let the Light in TV. Welcome to a brand new year. Today we have the TTArtisan 23mm f1.4 lens. This is super tiny, super compact. It comes in two kind of different colorways. It comes in an all black, and then it comes in what I have here is a black and silver version. The only difference being that these little notches on the focus ring are in silver. So let's jump straight into it. It has a 20mm closest focal distance. Of course, that's going all the way to infinity, and it is marked both in imperial and the metric system on the focus ring. It has a largest aperture, maximum aperture of f1.4. That goes all the way down to f16. It has 10 different blades, and so that's producing some nice bokeh. It is a clickable aperture. Now I did find at f1.4, it's nice and wide open. It does create some nice bokeh, and the focus ring feels really nice. And so of course this is all manual focus. There's no autofocus here, manual operation. And I found there are, of course, hard stops on each side of the total focus distance, and it was really quite easy to do the manual focus racks. I didn't really have to train or adjust or do a bunch of practice shots to kind of get those focus racks really coming through sharp. Is really quite easy, no problem at all. And so that was something I did really enjoy about this lens, is that focus racking manually, not really a problem at all. Now, there is some chromatic aberration within these images, as you can see here, but a little more importantly, and I'm not really sure why, but there was some kind of color splotches going on. And so let me show you what I mean here. If we look at this footage here, you can see, it kind of looks maybe normal, but when I punch in, I'm going to show you the screenshot. This is me punching in, and you can see these kind of color splotches going on, which is a bit odd to say. And I almost found that it kind of happened in waves, like it would be this one little concentrated color splotch, and then the kind of circle around it would be okay, and then in the circle above it there'd be like almost more color splotches. And so that's not necessarily something you want to see. Now, for the way that I kind of saw the image, whenever you're looking at it fit to screen, it's not really a problem. It's not really something you pick up on. Again, my monitor is not the biggest. I'm working off of a laptop, so maybe if you put this on, a pretty big widescreen 4K monitor, then you're going to notice it more. I can't really say. To me, as far as I can tell, it doesn't seem to be necessarily, a lens killer problem. But it does exist whenever you zoom in. So I don't find that these little kind of splotches or chromatic aberration are anything to make you not necessarily buy the lens, but something to be aware of. Let's put it that way. Not terrible, but certainly not something you kind of want there. Build quality. Absolutely nothing wrong with build quality. It feels very good. Everything's very secure. Everything is very smooth. So I don't have any qualms in build quality. Where I do have some qualms is in build design. And it's funny because I have certainly things I don't like about this lens design. But in that same manner, I haven't been able really to think of any fixes. So let's start out here. This is a super small lens, very, very compact, which is good. It's really nice. I enjoy the size of the lens until I have to go and put it on and off the camera, because the aperture ring, you have basically a 2mm little ridged ring to do your aperture ring. And now it does go a little bit bigger than just the outermost little kind of grippy area, but your fingers aren't really going to hit that. So you basically have a 2mm ring to adjust your aperture, which isn't terrible, but it's not that nice. Then, because of the such small amount of space that this lens has to offer, you have your focus ring, and so that takes up a good amount of landscape within that lens. And so it's a good width, the focus ring. I don't have any problems with the width of it, but what's left to grab kind of the lens when you're putting it on and off is so minimal that basically whenever I put the lens on and off, basically the focus ring just twists until it hits the lock, and then I'm able to actually twist it. So it's like a triple spin action to get it on and off. You know, an annoyance for sure, not a world ender, but again, I don't really know how to fix it because there's just so little space on the lens to begin with. So, you know, just some things that I noticed, really. Another little last thing here is that there is focus breathing. Again, kind of like the chromatic aberration and everything else with this lens, it's there and it exists. It's not terrible, but it's, again, something you don't really want to be happening. So let's bring this all together. It has its flaws. Yes, it also has its bonuses as well. It is a nice little lens. It is a very nice focal length, 23mm f1.4, really nice wide open aperture. The bokeh there is smooth. It definitely does have some good qualities, but it also has some things holding it back. So at the end of the day, I would just kind of rate this lens average. As far as use for video, it's okay. There's certainly better options that we have reviewed already and are out there that we haven't reviewed. Probably more where you're going to be using this is maybe more in a street photography kind of space. You know, you can get some nice landscapes in there, as will be evident at the kind of post reel that I always do. So it's kind of, you know, an all-around good lens, but it's not amazing, but it's not bad. It just kind of sits happily in the middle, and that's where it exists. So other than that, I think that's about all I have to say about this lens. It's good, not great, but not bad either. It's just in the happy medium. If you want to buy the lens, the links are down below. If you want a photo review of the lens, because maybe you're not that interested in the video applications of this lens, or maybe you just want those really kind of in-depth details, looking at the MTF charts and all that kind of stuff, then this is where you need to head over to Dustin Abbott's channel, and he's going to give you the in-depth review of the TTArtisan 23mm f1.4. He's going to give you everything in depth and all that nitty-gritty information. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day. The footage coming in after here is is graded in an interesting way, and so I just wanted to warn you. I stumbled upon some Louis Lumiere footage the other day, and I also read the book Madhouse at the End of the Earth and was looking at some of the photos from there. And so whenever I was out getting footage for this review, just kind of the landscape and the snow reminded me of those things, and so I just kind of copied it and and had some fun with it there. So that is why the footage you're about to see is graded that way. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to let the light in. Have a good one. Take care.